Have you ever felt that low, nagging anxiety just before payday? The one that creeps in even when your bills are paid, your rent is on time, and your credit cards aren't maxed out. Most people chalk it up to stress or just life being expensive. But what if I told you that the root of that unease has very little to do with the actual numbers and everything to do with whether you have even a modest financial cushion? Let's take a scenario that's all too familiar for many young professionals in the United States or Europe. Imagine someone making $4,000 a month after taxes. They're living in a city with a $1,200 monthly rent. Add a car payment of $350, student loan installment of $200, and credit card payments that fluctuate between $150 to $300. Throw in groceries, utilities, subscriptions, and the occasional night out, and suddenly that $4,000 is thinner than it seemed on paper. Now, here's where the subtle trap begins. On paper, everything is manageable, but life has a way of throwing curveballs, a minor car repair, a medical bill, or even an unexpected work trip. Without a financial buffer, these minor shocks aren't small inconveniences. They become full-blown emergencies, forcing many to borrow at high interest, delay essential purchases, or cut back on necessities. And psychologically, it's exhausting. The mind doesn't just worry about what's due next week. It starts calculating worst-case scenarios constantly. The mistake isn't that people spend too much. It's that most people structure their lives as if they live in a perfectly predictable world. Your salary comes on the 1st, bills are due on the 5th, and somehow every month is assumed to follow the same pattern. That's an appealing illusion, but the system we live in, loan structures, consumer marketing, subscription traps, is designed to make that illusion feel normal. What people often ignore is the opportunity cost of not having a cushion. Every dollar spent beyond essentials, without a safety net, carries invisible risk. Let's do a simple calculation. Suppose a young professional earns $4,000 with total fixed expenses of $2,500. That leaves $1,500 for discretionary spending, savings, and minor emergencies. If they never set aside even $500 as a true emergency fund, any $200 unexpected expense represents 13% of their leftover monthly cash. That's not a small number psychologically. It's enough to trigger real stress, affect sleep, and even change decision-making in unrelated areas like work or relationships. Multiply that over a year, and small, unplanned events could consume $2,400 of what could have been financial breathing room. Why do so many ignore this? Part of it is cognitive bias. Humans tend to discount future risks in favor of immediate satisfaction. We rationalize, "I'll deal with it if it happens," or "I can just charge it and pay it off later." There's also social pressure. Seeing peers spend freely, maintain lifestyles slightly above their means, or even flaunt minor luxuries online. That comparison makes saving feel less urgent, even though it's the single most powerful stabilizer of mental and financial health. If ignored over years, this lack of preparedness compounds. A $500 emergency fund might feel trivial today, but without it, someone could face $2,000 in high-interest debt within a few months of unexpected events. That debt then eats into your discretionary spending, reduces your ability to invest, and keeps stress levels elevated. People often don't realize that chronic financial stress isn't just about money. It impacts productivity, relationships, and even health. The longer it's ignored, the heavier the invisible cost becomes. Contrast this how financially intelligent people think. They don't obsess over wealth accumulation alone. They prioritize stability. An emergency fund isn't glamorous, but it's quietly powerful. It changes the math of every financial decision. That same $200 car repair no longer triggers anxiety because it's already accounted for. You sleep better, think clearer,
and can make rational choices instead of reactive ones. Over time, this mindset doesn't just protect against risk, it subtly improves your earning potential, decision-making, and even lifestyle quality. You become someone who makes choices from a position of control, not fear. So what does having emergency savings really do to your mind? It removes the constant undercurrent of worry, allowing you to navigate life's uncertainties without a shadow of stress. It doesn't make life perfect, nor does it make you immune to financial shocks, but it does make you calmer, more rational, and more capable of making decisions that aren't dictated by immediate pressures. That quiet stability, though easy to overlook, is one of the most underrated tools for financial and mental well-being. If there's one takeaway, it's this. Thinking about money isn't just about growth or returns, it's about peace of mind. And that peace is earned, quietly, one deliberate decision at a time. If this perspective made you feel a little clearer about your own finances, consider subscribing for more calm, realistic explorations of money and life.